the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com. You are listening to High Score 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
There was a pepper spray between Michigan and Ohio State.
You just saw the cop pepper spray everybody there.
They pepper sprayed Ohio State players and accidentally pepper sprayed into the Michigan team.
He sprayed players. There was a coach that looked like he got sprayed.
It was not a good look.
It looked like they were just spraying everybody.
In other news, Jonathan Majors and Megan Good announced that they are engaged.
I like the fact that someone said black people have not had good news for weeks. Does that mean this count as good news or don't count as good news?
I don't know.
She is gorgeous, though. I will say that.
She looks like Coretta Scott King.
Come on. Hey, Coretta Scott King had it going on.
That's why I said that. You know who else she looks like? Michelle Obama.
Come on.
All right, well, y'all ready to start the show?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Is Debo still in the game?
It's been at commercial since Mitch Trubisky did the worst QB draw that had great blocking. He set it up good, but then he ran into his own lineman and he had nothing but open field. Kittle's still in the game and Debo's still in the game here.
Mother bitch. Who's quarterback?
Purdy, but they showing Josh Dobbs on the sideline, but he ain't warming up. This might be their last series. If they don't get it now, it's second downs. Yeah, this is the first set of downs. They
get a 3 and out for Buffalo defense in the league.
Pedro, that's your online light. Most people got a circle light to soften.
Pedro here trying to look like Charles S. Dutton in Alien 3.
Oh, I love that movie, man.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one. Anyways, all right, y'all ready to start the show?
I've been ready, man.
We're here watching the Niners game and got some fantasy interest going on, but also, the Niners are losing to the Bills right now. It's still close. The Niners still can come back in the fourth, but we're rooting for the Niners to not be able to pull off a miracle.
I ain't pulling off no miracle.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and on the Twitter at Horcrux_Hipster. Also, check out our Patreon and our TikTok page. And we are here with...
This is AG3 coming at you faster than black people fighting over cheap ass TVs on Black Friday. Happy Black Friday, y'all. I miss RG3.
I think he proved all those jigaboos wrong.
Well, here's a soundbite, AG3.
Would you slap a coworker for $25,000? It ain't about the money.
Last week we had our Thanksgiving Jeopardy special, so we didn't do really intro soundbites, but I got a second one for you.
You gonna fry some chicken, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some fish, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some vegetables, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some bacon, you need some. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, cause what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, "Me like bacon, baby." Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good.
I gotta look her up.
You gonna fry some vegetables, you gonna need some oil. Be like oil, baby. Be like bacon, baby.
That's in Jackson, Mississippi, that church.
And we are here with...
Oh, yeah, it's Captain Pete Funk, everybody's favorite truck driver. And I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Eberflus. He actually won player of the game and got the game ball for Detroit Lions this week.
Hello, young ladies and men. I'm here to teach you young ladies' friends. Now, you young men that think y'all eat some ass, What y'all need to do is come to the Stanley Earl class. Now this is a pair, but it don't have no hair. And this is a pad, because I'm going to show you exactly how to eat it. Now you ladies, you tell me how I look, make me feel like you be wanting to be cooked. Yeah, that can't go. Hold on now, don't all of y'all holler at one time. Now, that's just the beginning of the world. Because now, I'm finna show you the real Stanley Earl.
No, when I was in church, they told me that older man, you get wisdom from them and they grow up. To this day, it's not true.
Right, they say older men do what?
They grow up and they get wiser. When I was in church, you know, the men in church.
Yeah.
But really, they went home and they made videos like this after church.
That wasn't even a pair. That was a peach in his hand. So I'm still looking up the dude. This pastor, man, I thought these were her daughters because they some Tim types, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are her nieces. They got it going on.
Oh, they love their oil down now.
Well, the craziest thing, the whole church seems to be black.
Hey, they look like in the video.
Rachel Zoe's all fucked up. She could have just stayed herself and just went down to Jackson, Mississippi.
She might have some, but she might be Creole too.
Yeah, she could be a little. Pedro, here's your second soundbite since we're doing 2 today. Here you go.
Are you gonna be like gay all your life, or will this pass?
You know the answer to that as well as I do.
But both.
You gonna be black all your life, or is it gonna pass?
He's been delivered.
Shout out to Andrew Sikawa, come on our show.
He's been delivered, so you can overcome that. You can actually overcome blackness too. Look at Serena Williams.
Jesus.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
And my name is Jared, aka DJ Art, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink the D sign, so it's just Jart. And here's my soundbite.
You look at Mr. Trump.
Right.
Mr. Trump is a businessman. Certainly, he's done great things in the business world.
Got a lot of money from his dad that helped him.
Oh, yeah, his dad was a nice fella. He ran a little dusty work. And like
millions of dollars. When you start with that, that's pretty good.
Like Mr. Joe Kennedy did.
That's right.
You know,
booze, right.
White folk are allowed to be criminals and pass on money to their children to become clean. That's what Michael Corleone was trying to do. But Frank Lucas and none of our brothers who've done great in the drug culture, they were not allowed to have any money to pass on to their children that they could build on the era of the father that made something better for the children. But Mr. Trump is tearing away the skin of the onion of white civility.
All right.
Play your second one real quick, Jared. What's your second soundbite?
My second soundbite is this one was dedicated to Pedro. I think he sent this to me.
Well, because before you play it, I'm wondering how did me and Pedro get all the crazy shit, and you get like Farrakhan not even being like crazy Farrakhan, actually saying something intellectually sound and great. And me and Pedro get a guy challenging someone's gayness.
Exactly.
I don't even remember what I got now. What did I have?
Be bacon, baby.
Yeah, I'm getting bacon. But that was Pedro, right?
A lot of coonery.
That was Pedro.
What we're getting is a lot of coonery.
And then he also got an old man saying that this is how you eat ass. I'm eating a pear. He was eating a peach. He was eating a peach the whole time.
You saw his glasses, he couldn't see.
That old man, yeah, and so
he don't know who ass eating. That's what he said. He said, "Welcome,
intelligent,
women
intellectual."
and men.
You setting yourself up to be the intelligent intellectual on the show, and we getting just coonery stuff.
Yeah,
we just coons. Me and Pedro, coons.
You need bacon. We need to eat greasy bacon and.
You need oil, baby.
Greasy ass. And I'm getting coonery. Just coon. I don't even remember what I got. What was my intro? Just coonery.
Yours was a man of principles. Remember, he said he didn't need no money
Yeah,
to
he didn't
slap
need
a coworker.
what was the second one? What was the second one?
And you need oil, baby.
I thought that was Pedro's.
No, that was yours.
Oh no, Pedro had the gay guy
And the ass eating.
Oh, oh my God.
And the old church man talking about eating some ass. Nasty ass old pervert. Put that nigga in jail, Trump.
In news this week, or actually, quick update with our friend, the friend of the show, Dr. Umar Johnson, will spend some knowledge this week about a particular investment plan that could be, continuing to sweep the black man's culture.
God, yes, he was.
He was spin game about snow bunny investments.
A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sister see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sister say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to, stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
Most game I ever heard him drop.
That's what I said. That was 100% correct.
All right, is Dr. Umar's weekly knowledge fact?
Don't go weekly knowledge. Just go. This one thing he said is a little right, or could be right.
It could be right in certain situations.
No, it's all the way right.
So
black women don't have a clue on how to stand behind your man. You want to be loud and pronounced. And
oh Lord, Jesus.
Instead of just believing in the guy and helping him out.
Shout out to all my black women out there who stand behind their men. He ain't talking about you. He talking about.
Yes, I am.
You hate
Pedro got some standing behind him.
He's standing behind me, waiting until I die so they can collect that insurance money.
This nigga.
I tried this black woman all my life.
Well, I think
different manner. Every chick I met from the streets, I was trying to take in street women. I said, hey, there's another way. You don't always got to get behind a corner nigga or a color, blue or crip or blood. I said, there's another nigga. I'm that other nigga, right? And what they do, still go with the other nigga and disrespecting the hard-working nigga that's trying to help them out.
Could it be you were chasing the wrong type of women's? I think each gender-ish has their own kind of like, there's archetypes of men that they, go for. And sometimes you go for the woman that goes for the certain type of guy, and sometimes guys go for certain type of women's.
No, black women, I'll say this.
Damn it. Black no, I don't care. Attacking now. Just like, all black women's.
No, listen, the black women are doing the same thing. They feel the same way. So they get tired of black men. They think all black men are, irresponsible, gonna cheat on them, whatever they come on. Those are going after white men. How many online influencers, black women that you see got white husbands? I follow like 6 of them.
I seen them. You follow them on Facebook?
No, just on Instagram and these TikTokers. The chick that lost the presidency to a criminal got her a white husband because he tired of niggas. It goes the same way. We need to find a way to fix this.
I think 100%
right.
I think a healthy conversation among, I think something that is difficult in the black community is healthy conversation about some of these things. It ties into my
What's a healthy conversation, Jerry?
healthy conversations around relationships, and I think that it's challenging because
black women is always going to bring a pistol to that conversation.
Jesus,
look how many times Dr. Umar said, "Stay with me." He's been practicing that because she know that woman wanted to run her mouth and start telling lies.
I think that as black people, we don't have existential privilege, and I think that something that is super important to the evolution of a culture or a group or a society is not necessarily existential privilege, but the ability for the whole of the society to explore its existential existence. And I think that these new age ideas of positive relationships and high value men or women, and being a work in progress is even considered like kind of a newer thing. Like we're not talking about men like that in the 80s and the 70s and then before, it's like this work in progress of who you are as a human being is something that's new, but it's being taken on a lot more in white spaces because they have that privilege. As a culture, as black folk, we're always going to be behind because we have been the ones who have been routinely the most oppressed, given only the margins of the benefits of what society can provide, which then slows down this growth and this pace. And so with that, you see some of the tougher expressions of a society or a group or a culture because of where they rest within this concept of existentialism or just society in general, the socioeconomic, get down to the nitty gritty, the class and caste system, right? So I think that's something that, as Dr. Umar tries to illuminate his Snow Buddy Capital method, I think that's something that like we as
call it that, or are you calling it that, Jerry?
He called it Snow Buddy Capital, I'm pretty sure.
No, he was saying that that's what they do.
Moral of the story, black men's, especially on a college campus, find you a white woman from a good middle income background or higher, and hopefully she will invest in you. She'll be your beautiful white angel investor.
You're going to find a white woman on a college campus that's not at least middle class, Jerry.
Exactly. Get to college, you can level up, get you a beautiful white Nubian queen.
And I love it. I love everything about black women. I love everything about them.
So you trying to tell me that between the Mayor Willie Brown, San Francisco Honorable ex-Mayor Willie Brown, and Montel Jordan, they turned off Kamala off of black men?
Exactly.
I mean, not Montel Jordan, Montel Williams.
Montel Williams.
All right. In other news, LL Cool J was on a podcast recently. And he asserted that he will one day be remembered as the most important rap artist of all time.
I'm going to say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are going to wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. They're going to look and they're going to say, wow, when it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're going to say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. When it comes to the bad boy vibe, they're going to realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're going to say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're going to say when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. Yeah. When it comes to the solo artist, going to say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on.
This is why rappers need to retire. And this is why part of that retirement should be that you don't have access to do shows. I always said this. Problem with rapping is that they don't think they need to retire. They don't think.
What do you guys think about that?
Well, for the most part, he's actually, I don't know why he needs to be validated at that point. Maybe he's feeling some type of way. That's why he did that record or wanted to do that album, which he probably should have stick with Dr. Dre on that production. He's right. He invented all that stuff. He did.
I don't think he needs credit for being. Yeah, he was the one. I mean, I think they were wearing jewelry. I don't know why he acted like he was the first.
But no, I don't think.
But as far as the love rap, yes, he was the first.
But like you said, Aaron, something about these rappers like they don't want to be forgotten.
No, and it's weird. It's a real weird thing.
But here's the thing, though. He's on TV. You see him on TV 24/7. He's not forgotten. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but
maybe he's forgotten as a rapper. Now he's just a CBS actor.
It's something about rap. I don't know what it is, Pedro. I think because unlike like an athlete, of course, every athlete thinks they played in like the harder time or the times they played in, or basketball seemed to be that way. I think the thing about rap is that a lot of these guys, LL Cool J, Q-Tip, a lot of these guys, even though they weren't like in the beginning of the 80s, they're still tied to the genesis of rap. They're still tied to the beginning of hip hop, of it becoming what it became. Yeah, while they're not the forefathers, they're the ones that took. It's like Magic and Bird. They weren't the forefathers of basketball.
They were important bridges to it.
Yes, they were the bridge that took the game to the modern game. And LL Cool J and all these other people like Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, they were the bridges that took hip hop to where it is, ironically and horribly now. But
well, he was the one who was getting in movies and getting on, he got Any Given Sunday. He got Deep Blue Sea.
He had his own TV show.
The number one rapper to become a movie star, who is it?
Ice-T?
No.
Queen Latifah?
No.
Ice-T?
Will I Am?
Will Smith. Come on, Aaron, Jared.
Oh, see, we don't remember Will Smith as a rapper, really. We remember him, but he's not known as that anymore, especially to these younger generations.
Yeah. Well, guess what he doesn't dwell in?
Rap.
Talking about rap.
He did come out with that one new flow recently that was pretty interesting.
What flow was that?
You guys didn't see that?
Count anything he did after the slap. That's him trying to just be relevant.
Yeah, but I'm saying he didn't dwell on his music. And he sung those kiddie raps he used to do. He sold 1 million records on that bubblegum rap. But he doesn't dwell in his past life. He's moving forward. We're trying to chase Jada Pinkett Smith for some reason and doing movies. Yeah, move forward. Hip hop probably is haunting him because Jada Pinkett Smith want to bring up Tupac and August Alsina and all these other Negroes she done messed around with.
Fandangled with.
Pedro's an entanglement.
Well, that is interesting that I've been thinking about a lot in the last few years. Is like how rap and hip hop has become mainstream and it kind of, in many ways, absorbed. Like we were of an age, and I was a little bit younger, but you guys were definitely more informative years when rap was still being like, saying it was in Congress or in the Senate whether or not to have it outlawed. Yeah, saying like that.
Dolores Tucker.
There's that, the explicit thing being, put on records all of a sudden. I remember that being something that was a symptom of hit rap music being protected by First Amendment right. But it's like, no, we got to put these explicit, lyrics on here now, right? In that battle for, legitimacy, there was also, I think there weren't guardians of the art form or guardians of this cultural cornerstone being protected. And it was then over the years, and LL Cool J played part in that, Tupac and Big E, and a lot of people that we look at as legends were all part of that push, but they, allowed it. Kind of the same thing with, saying my generation of jumping on Facebook and signing away all our digital rights, basically, in all these ways. Saying like we dropped the ball. It's every generation drops the ball on this greater omnipresent thing called capitalism or, our American, dream. And so it's a little disappointing. Like LL Cool J, you're doing great for yourself. That's great. We were chasing legitimacy so well that we didn't really think about what we were giving up. It's like giving away the rights to own your masters as artists. Like that's something that is consistently true. You don't own your own music. That's how good the system was at absorbing this cultural cornerstone that is now at the whims of, there are a lot of independent artists. There are a lot of artists that are going out, but this art form and this cultural cornerstone is now at the whims of an economic elite group. So it's something I think which needs to be talked about and discussed more in our circles in society. Anyways, You sellout ass LL Cool J.
Hey, I even like that album that he came out in the 90s, the Mr. Smith album.
Mm-hmm.
Hey lover, this is that album had bangers on it.
Well, in other news, also in hip hop news, Drake has officially conceded the rap battle between Kendrick Lamar by filing a legal action directed at UMG, Universal Music Group, for promoting Kendrick's "Not Like Us" song with false claims that he's a pedo or a sexual deviant. My question is, did Drake reveal himself as a true colonizer of rap and hip-hop culture? Or is that just how rap battles will be played from now on? So we're going to battle until somebody has to file some legal injunctions.
Well, you don't let Canadians into things like that, man.
But I want to say it was more legal stuff. There was legal stuff in the old school rap battles, diss tracks.
Which one?
I
remember NWA, the manager Jerry Heller wanted to sue, but the rappers were like, no.
I want to say the MC8 and DJ Quick. One of them had some legal disputes. It could have been NWA. I don't know.
No, NWA didn't sue because they.
No, that's what it was. NWA got paid for that.
They got paid for it, yeah. But that's not the same as suing someone because they talking shit about me in a rap song.
Drake, man, took the biggest L that we ever seen, that we'll probably ever see in the entire rap history.
A diss track became Song of the Year. Song of 2024.
And this is the dangerous thing about the internet and the bullying and everything. The bullying now is magnified by 10,000. It's like a super set. So it's a super saiyan, as the kids say.
Yeah, super saiyan.
I mean, he got drug.
He did, and justifiably. His legal action is accusing UMG of illegally boosting Lamar's track on Spotify, saying that similar claims regarding radio giant iHeartRadio, it was a pay-to-play scheme to promote the song on the radio. They funneled payments to iHeart.
Always been a pay-to-play scheme. He was part of the pay-to-play scheme.
I did not know that Drake had a thing called promotion.
Mm-hmm. All his shitty ass music he was paying to get played. But these young fools acting like his music was great.
The crux of it is that
this is why I never liked this fool, Jared. No, the crux is this is why Drake and Murray from the Nuggets and Andrew Wiggins give Black Canadians a bad name. For all the great Black Canadians, like that chick that played on the beach volleyball, Brandy Wilkerson,
or the ones that created hockey, or
all the ones playing soccer, and Evander Kane, all the tough Black Canadians. You got some soft motherfuckers like Drake, Jamal Murray, and Andrew Wiggins just fucking it up, man. Just fucking it up for Black Canadians. This is why I'm gonna go out and sue because I got he started the beef. Drake.
He's saying that he was called a certified pedophile in the song, and it falsely accused him of being a pedophile and a predator, which he says they could have stopped from coming out or had edits done. So, is the rap game and the battle game, officially now a litigious minefield, or is this something that should be protected by the First Amendment? I've heard worse things said about people. Well, maybe not worse, but
I'm about to say something worse too. Maybe Drake might sue us for our show. That I wish it would have been him on that plane swallowing them drugs instead of Juice WRLD. The world would be a better place.
It's like, why can't Drake be the dude on the couch with an oxygen tank this weekend? Davey Bliss.
Exactly.
Well,
that dude got more heart than Drake? That's why.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel. We're talking a little bit of this existentialism regarding hip hop music. Is this where rap and hip hop needs to be, or does the hip hop culture and everyone around it need to really push back on Drake? And he's letting us know he's not like us by doing this. Number one, I think that's my main issue or interest in it. It's like you're literally exposing yourself not to be necessarily a sexual deviant or predator, which I think there's plenty of evidence in your music and the way you've conducted yourself for that to be allegedly the case. But you're further distancing yourself from actually, it's all business in the end, right? Yeah. But no, this is the heart of the art. Hip hop, rap culture is about dissent. It's about saying, calling out people for what it is, whether it's elected officials, whether it's people with stature in your community, or it's another person that's, saying your peer, that's part of the roots of hip hop, right? This African soul that's in it. So it's really disheartening to see somebody like Drake, who has all this affluence and wealth and influence, come over here and trying to get, saying litigious about being whooped up in a rap. You started a rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. You started something with somebody who's way more talented and way more intelligent than you when it comes to this craft. And you're being exposed for being a mid-ass rapper who's had pay to play supporting you your whole way. So Drake, get your house in order. You fucking soft ass, fanboy ass. You still go to Kentucky games and other sports games to root for dudes that are like 15 years younger than you, be jock riding them on the sideline. That's my issue with you.
You basically calling Drake that, what's that one girl?
Drake?
What's the one girl who got
Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair?
The one that got knocked up by PJ Washington.
Oh yeah, he's got a little bit of that Brittany Renner in him. He needs
Brittany Renner.
but at least Brittany Renner found Islam, so
Brittany Renner. I was supposed to believe that shit. Brittany Renner ain't found shit.
We need Drake to find Islam. We need Drake.
Because of people like Drake, I'm over here buying LL Cool J songs. Thank you, Jared. That reminded me of LL Cool J. You know what? This is why LL Cool J is saying what he's saying, Jared. This is a good tie-in. Because the youngsters are listening to Drake make these party music and him trying to make shit that go viral when LL was making dope music, man. He was making dope love music. Before Drake, there was LL, and his shit was hard still. He was making love music, but he was still hard. LL's right. Part of me is like, yeah, you know what? He's right, though. This is why, because Drake gets all this credit. It's not even about the money. It's about how much credit he gets and how much people think how great he is. And it's like, no, LL was fucking tight, man. I was just going through some of the albums right now, and I was just like, damn, I forgot this motherfucker was tight, dude.
No, Aaron, that's what I was saying in my rebuttal of him. It's just, I don't understand why he feels like he needs.
But I'm starting to understand why, Pedro. I'm starting to understand because I'm understanding because for 15 years, he was on top of shit, right? He came out with his first album, Radio, in 85, right? And then I'm going to take it to 2000 when he did The GOAT. That was his last decent album, was The GOAT. That's the one that had Something Like a Phenomenon and Imagine That, and that song with A. Marie on it. In 15 years, 9 albums that were just on top, including Walking Like a Panther that had Going Back to Cali, Mom, Big Old Butt. Lisa got a big old butt.
That album was, to me, I think that was.
I'm That Type of Guy was on there. That was a tight song.
Yeah, I think that was
Jingling Baby. That was one of his best albums. But I like Mama Said Knock You Out.
I bought Jingling Baby. I got that. I didn't buy it. Ebony bought it. That one with the.
But Mama
that
Said
album was good.
Mama Said Knock You Out was tight. That one had Booming System, Roundaway Girl. Mama Said Knock You Out, 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, that's his best album.
It's hard to say. That's the crazy thing. If I mention another album, you might say, because look, I told you, I love the Mr. Smith album. That had Hey Lover doing it and lounging on it. Like, that's the thing. He made enough albums that you could sit there and say, wow.
Booming System, play that with the bass up.
Oh, yeah, that's
no, because that's like the cleanest. That's like
it's the cleanest beat.
It's the cleanest. No, but you know how the new kids with the 808s. I don't know who engineered that song, but whoever engineered it is a genius.
Now I can see why rappers have a hard time. Like, here's the thing, Jared. Especially, you don't get this out of kids, out of people. When I say youngsters, I'm talking about like high school age through 30. You don't get this out of them no more. Where people like you, Jared, was listen to old music, right? People like Ed. I could put on old R&B that recognizes like, oh, I love this song. You do that with some other people and they have no idea the history before. Like me, like I'm not in love with Motown era, but I know all the songs. I mean, I have my favorite songs from the Motown era, and I wasn't even close to being born then, right? That's my parents' era, but we still listen to it and have respect. These kids now, they don't know that. So someone like LL, his music is just sitting there on iTunes waiting for some Generation X or very older millennial to be like, oh, I forgot about this song. Let me buy it. And meanwhile, Drake is getting all these streams from these idiots with this shitty ass music, and it took Kendrick Lamar coming out. Everything Kendrick Lamar said in that rap. I said that shit on this show for I don't know how long we've been doing this show, but I said it from the get go.
Since the end of 2016.
I said it from the get go, Jared. I've been talking about this fake ass Eddie Munster, to quote Jared, Eddie Munster looking Negro.
High yellow Eddie Munster.
High yellow Eddie Munster looking Negro for years, that he ain't nothing like us. And when I mean like us, I never take away someone's blackness. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Except for Drake's.
It's who he is and who he faking. He faking who he is. And problem is all the people, man, Drake shit be bouncing in the club. Fuck the club and fuck Drake. Look, I've always had respect for Michael B. Jordan, even though I thought his acting wasn't that great. I've always had respect because he seemed like a good person. He seemed like he worked hard, and he not full of himself. This motherfucker Drake a whole nother story here.
Yeah, he brings hot sauce to put into his condoms.
Who knows what this high yellow man? This fuck Drake.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck Drake. In other news, in sports news, Conor McGregor was found civilly liable for sexual assault in an Irish court and had to pay almost $500,000. That's it. Oh, Jesus. To a woman that he was found civilly liable of sexual assault from I think it stemmed in 2018 or something like that.
I feel like he went cheap with that lawyer, man.
2019. Anyways, he's been dropped from many
sponsorships,
endorsements / partnerships with other things. He's been dropped by Proper 12, which he had sold and already made a shit ton of money from. But he was still being held on as like kind of the face of the company for the Proper 12 shitty whiskey that they have. He also got dropped from the video game franchise. He had a character that they were modeling off of him. He was doing some voice acting for the Assassins. No, not Assassins, Hitman video game series. So, yeah, chicken's coming home to roost, so to speak. But what do you guys think about that?
Man, that was one, it was a civil case. Two, man, after reading some of the text messages that woman sent out, this is one of those where you kind of in between. Like, I don't want to blame the victim. I don't know if she is a damn victim. That's the issue. And I'm not a Conor McGregor fan, far from it. But I read the text message and I'm like, I don't know about this one. That's why the fine was probably only $500,000. I'm surprised she should have got less than that, probably.
Yeah, you never know. I am not certain. There was an incident this summer where some men in baklavas covering their face broke into her apartment and stabbed her boyfriend, the man she was with, and shattered some of her windows and roughed her up some also. We don't know if that was tied to the case or if that was relevant to the case. But she only got $500K out of it, so she went through it. She went through with it. I do worry, blurring the lines of what is considered consent, especially if you're partying with Conor McGregor. That is one of those things where it's like, I think people have learned, just don't party too hard or party too long with Conor McGregor, because he will grab you, and he will be. Even though he's married or has a fiance that he has several kids with, he will be. He
had a fiance for. She been a fiance longer than Lala.
She holding on. She holding on to that fiance ship. They got kids. They got like 5 kids, I think, together. So
longer than Lala Anthony.
He's tied to her for at least 18 years or whatever it is. I don't know what the age is in Ireland, but Conor McGregor is a sleazy dude. So I don't put it past him of having done this, and so I'm not surprised that he got found guilty. I'm kind of surprised he got found guilty. But when I'm considering it's not U.S. courts, this is Irish court, I'm like, okay, it makes more sense. Yeah, now he said he's going to get back in the gym, and he's looking forward to fighting again because all his other money flows might be drying up due to this. Do you think the UFC will hold a line with him being a civilly convicted sexual abuser, or do you think they'll let him right back in to fight? And
that's all UFC's full of, Jared.
I did not know
he was convicted of choking her. So
I did not know.
That's the only thing that separates him from everybody else in the damn UFC.
Oh Jesus.
He should, unless his money is tied up a bunch of court cases, he should be okay financially. Off the fight alone. Hopefully he did some white man shit and invested that money, put that money away. Fight he had with
he bought a yacht. He bought a super yacht, I believe, or he bought a yacht that's worth a lot of money. He spent some of it.
Not like he gonna end up in the same route as the Charles Sprewell.
He made hundreds. He made hundreds of millions. I would hope that he does not.
He made way more money than Latrell Sprewell. That's true.
Yeah, he sold an entire whiskey brand.
The Floyd Mayweather fight alone, what did they say he grossed? Like 120?
I think
the fight where he turned Floyd Mayweather into a Mexican.
I think that fight, they made a lot of money that fight. I don't know if he made quite 100 million off that, but he definitely made more money. Like, he made a lot of money. And then the sale of the whiskey, I think that went for hundreds of millions of dollars. And he had a good percentage of it.
Was tied up in a bunch of goofy stuff.
No, yeah. If he didn't tie it up in too much stupid shit, he should have more than enough. If he buys a couple more super yachts, that could be a problem. The yacht that he likes to go out in international waters and party on, so he can't be approached by USADA to get drug tested, or whoever. Now, the UFC doesn't use USADA anymore, but whoever the drug testing agency doesn't have jurisdiction necessarily. All right. In other news, Stephen A. Smith put his money where his mouth is and hired a shooting coach recently, because he's been getting roasted about being a commentator about basketball, but yet his jumper seems to be broke AF.
Let me tell you something. I don't think Marv Albert could ever shoot a shot. I mean, he was one of the best I ever seen call a game.
Well, no, but Stephen A. Smith doesn't call games. He's just he's more of a critic of analysis and critic. But he hired a shooting coach and then posted a video of him draining 5 threes in a row. And I guess the question is this giving better cred or less?
Less.
Why the hell are you going to hire a shooting coach like you about to be out on the court? All you're going to do is complain about people.
The real Jason Whitlock had a take on it also.
I can't wait to hear that.
Here's the video of him shooting.
This man is 57 years old. He's hired and paid for a shooting coach. What's the purpose? Think this through with me. What's the purpose? Who at 57 hires a shooting coach? How important is basketball at age 57? Or has someone climbed so deep off in your head, me, that you have to hire a shooting coach, pay someone to shoot a video? Who knows how many edits they had to go through, how many shots to get this video, so you could prove to everybody, look, I'm 57, I can shoot the basketball. See, this proves I played at Winston-Salem State. This proves that I hit 17 straight three-pointers and got a scholarship on the spot.
Does Fedora wearing, or actually he got a nice hairline now, Aaron. Does Jason Whitlock, desperate Jason Whitlock, have a point?
Man, you keep playing these weak foods that we shouldn't be agreeing with it, but they make it one decent point. Today's your day of just making one decent point.
Your point, make a point.
Anyway, you can always make one good point. The rest of the points or everything else around it might not be as strong, but that one point can be important at times, depending. Maybe not. Shout out to Jason Whitlock for getting a new hairline. I know you saw that, Aaron. Did you see that hairline?
Wait, rewind that. Play that again. I did not see the hairline.
All right. Well, are you guys ready for our Week 13 rundown?
Yeah, I'm ready. I don't know how much Pedro. Pedro, you ready?
Not really.
Week 13 started out with a slate of Thanksgiving Day games. Number 1, the Lions defeated the Bears at home on Thanksgiving Day and broke an 8-year streak of losing on Thanksgiving days in the most spectacular way possible.
Yeah, it would have been a longer streak, but then, of course, the Bears had the Bears.
Matt Eberflus was okay with the play calling at the end of the game that cost them the game by basically running the clock out on themselves with the timeout in their pocket, and it was only 3rd down.
Only the Bears take so long to fire somebody afterwards. That he did a press conference in the morning and said, oh, we're all good. We're working on next week. I called Pedro right after all that happened, and Pedro said they shouldn't even allow him on the plane. They should have did a USC when Mike Garrett went and snatched Lane Kiffin off that plane.
Yeah, Eberflus helped Detroit out. Maybe he had some friends on the staff at Detroit.
because he sure was in their locker room.
Our friend Caleb Williams made some nice throws once again, proving he's got the arm talent. Does he have the head to hold it all together?
Yeah, as soon as he takes the nail polish off, he'd be okay.
That's the problem. He over there trying to be a millennial, a young millennial or Generation Z, and playing like one instead of playing like a football player.
In the afternoon game on Thanksgiving Day, it was the Cowboys versus the Giants. And the Cowboys, with their backup quarterback Cooper Rush, defeated the Giants and their backup Drew Lock, 27-20.
They were a lot closer than I thought it'd be, but the Cowboys on roll.
Yeah, the Cowboys are now 5-7, which means 5-7, which means, you know, they control their own destiny with the help of a lot of other teams losing.
That just proves that Jerry Jones shouldn't have signed that contract to that coon-ass nigga.
It seems as though the Giants' offense is still struggling even after they let Danny Dimes go, which tells me it could be a talent issue there. Maybe their front office should do a better job of getting running backs that might be good, or a good running game could help them out right now. Trying to think of, when's the last time they had a good running back there?
I don't know, but there were three of them in free agency this year, and all three of them balling.
The Giants are like, don't worry, we're gonna take the scrap heap from the Buffalo Bills that could only average 3 yards a carry in Buffalo. They were trying to handle the ball off. He still couldn't run the ball. We're gonna give it to him. We don't need no Cyclone Barkley.
Cyclone Berkeley.
Oh, geez, the Giants are inept as fuck. When they had that other dude who was the one who drafted Danny Dimes, like, let me tell you, he's a great player. You guys just don't even know it. We've been watching him for years. He's great. And they fired his ass because he was obviously an idiot. And then they got a little over their skis and thought they could pay Danny Dimes $40 million a year, and they didn't have no more money to pay Cyclone Barkley, which he wasn't trying to break the bank.
They had money, they just didn't want to pay. Like
they were fucking stupid.
They didn't want to pay a running back. They're like, a running back worth this much? Not us.
Good players are good players. You stock your team with good players. Sometimes you got to pay them a lot of money. And a running back don't make nearly as much as what a D-end and a quarterback or a left tackle make. The Dolphins showed that they are getting better at playing in cold weather by only losing 30-17 to the Packers in the nightcap of Thanksgiving Day games.
And that score was a lot farther than the Packers starters were out before that fourth quarter.
Tua was throwing 4-yard checkdowns by 4-yard checkdowns to get to 360 yards on the game.
Well, you know what snow does to people with concussions. It's kind of like somebody's flashing lights in your face because the bright snow. So he can only throw 4 yards. It's all as far as he can see.
It wasn't snowing though. It was just cold.
Well, that's what concussions do.
That's what he thought it was snowing. His body said, "Oh, there's snow. I got snow in my eye. Motherfucker, ain't no precipitation." The Dolphins, not white guy, head coach, decided to run the ball like less than 15 times in a cold-ass game. He's proving that he is truly a genius. How much longer does Mike McDaniel have before they need to rethink that hire?
He's got another year or two.
Yeah, I don't know if I blame.
Tua was hurt this year. He got another year.
I don't blame none of this on. Well, yeah, I kind of do because his offense is actually a little bit too complicated for backups to come in and run it.
It's also too complicated to run in the cold because they didn't do shit in the cold. It's like, if it's below 65 degrees, don't count on us showing up.
You can't run all those damn motions because you're going to have a lot of false starts and everything on that ice.
Them Florida niggas that are a little bit undersized but speed demons don't seem to do as quite well in the cold.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a physical game, guys.
Everybody runs a 5'3" in the snow, so...
Shout out to Mike McDaniel for making his offense so complicated. It's kind of like a Tesla. It's super complicated unless you get in temperatures that the battery just stopped working. He runs an electric car version of an offense in the NFL. The Friday night special was the Chiefs snuck one out against the Raiders, 19-17.
The Raiders showed why you need to get coaching. It should have been 2 coach firings that this weekend.
And it's funny how the Chiefs always play down to the competition. There's a couple of receivers that were open at Patrick Mahomes. I guess some of that confidence is leaking a little bit because he know them fools probably gonna drop the ball.
And the offensive line is bad.
Oh yeah, they got to do something about your boy.
They
And
tackle.
get all that money.
They
tackles.
center and guards are great. They can't
Yeah,
get no pressure up the middle, but that tackle.
That dude
Left
always
tackle.
line up all. I want that.
He line up all sides, and then you can't stop
all
nobody.
Right. You're gonna be lined up all sides. Stop somebody. A little part of me wants them to hire back Eric the Enemy.
Shout out to Aiden O'Connell, who's lighting it up. And Aiden O'Connell, who actually took responsibility for the loss as they fumbled the ball in field goal range. Shout out to Aiden O'Connell, who did something Derek Carr would never do. Take responsibility for his team's loss. Derek Carr, you're a piece of shit. Anyways.
Here we go. We knew Jared.
The Raiders, I'm encouraged by Raiders. They should have had Aiden O'Connell as a starter the whole season. Let him grow into the position. And if you got it, you got something. If not, you have a tough season. But you're gonna know we're looking for potentially a quarterback early in this draft or not. The Texans defeated the Jaguars 23-20 in Jacksonville.
How the hell? That was another skirmish. You would have thought that was like college football.
Oh yeah, there was a fight after Trevor Lawrence was smacking hella hard on a slide, and the player was ejected, but he was also taken out of the game with what looked to be potentially a concussion. As Tom Jackson would say, he got jacked up.
Yeah, he got jacked up. You know, I missed that segment. Can't do that no more, can you?
Oh, because that was them celebrating CTE-inducing hits too much. Yeah, shout out to the Texans. You guys are becoming less and less relevant every time you guys barely win one of these games, but I will watch you in the playoffs.
What was the difference?
That same fool that hit Trevor Lawrence, was he the one that hit Joe Biden a couple years ago? He got jacked up.
What was the difference in this game, Aaron? You know,
thanks to I tell you why they won. You got to thank the running back that was known for slapping women in college.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He finally got over the century mark with no blocking.
No blocking.
I don't know how he did it, but I guess Jacksonville sold sauce.
Well, shout out to Texas staying in the hunt. Jaguars, we'll see. Wait, did Doug Peterson get fired yet?
No, he should be though.
Yeah, he should be fired.
He's next. The Patriots lost at home, barely, 24-25 to the Colts. As the Colts
highlights.
The Colts squeeze this one out.
I want to see those highlights because I didn't.
I saw there wasn't many highlights to it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a very fun game to watch.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how the Colts won.
I think because they scored one more point than the Patriots, and their kicker couldn't hit a 68-yard field goal. Their quarterback said, "I can only get you 68 yards away. That's the best I can do for you at the end of the game." The Chargers defeated the Falcons in Atlanta, 70-13.
You know what, Jared? This was funny. This was your boy Kirk Cousins played horrible. This is like 3 straight games. Remember, he was leading the league in touchdowns in the beginning. I think he had 17 in the beginning. He had 0 in like the last 3 or 4 games, and he played like crap.
And he's got 13 interceptions, by the way.
Big Penix Energy's watch starts today. Start the clock.
Start the clock. You might see some Penix out on the field, all in his gratefulness and newness.
Michael Penatone Jr., let's go. I need the big Penix energy to take over. And the Chargers, hey man, Chargers still, if a Charger game happens in the forest, does anybody see it? Harbaugh.
If the Charger game happened in the stadium, do anybody want to see it?
Exactly.
That cute little Asian woman that go crazy will be there. We know that for sure.
Most boringest 9-3 team ever.
The most entertaining thing is figuring out how many passes Quentin Johnson dropped each week. The Seahawks held off the Jets. Are the Jets back? The Seahawks held off the Jets 26-21 in New York in the Meadowlands.
No, they didn't hold off. They had to take the lead after you.
Are the Jets back?
Dude, you just saw the interception that Aaron Rodgers threw an interception to a defensive lineman who was in coverage. It wasn't tipped or anything. He threw it straight to it. Didn't make sense. The player was open. And then here's the crazy thing. It was a huge defensive lineman that he couldn't catch.
Yeah. Is Aaron Rodgers, he said he plans to be back in New York next year. What are the odds he comes back?
I mean, he can play in New York. I mean, maybe, like, don't the Mets have a farm system out there?
No, I don't think your boy is bringing him back.
Oh, nobody should be bringing him back.
Yeah, he made. What's his name? What's that one? Woody Johnson. He talked about. Yeah, he's like, hey, there's all kind of reports like he's talking to the coaches and everything. It's like, hey man, can we bench him?
Yeah, he needs to be benched. He played horrible.
Yeah, it was like
he was the worst player on the field.
Them two were like asshole and asshole crying.
In a game where Seattle didn't play well, he was the worst player on the field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way he threw that interception, he should have known. That
it didn't make sense. It did not.
It was telegraphed. And I'm like, dude, you've been in the league forever. You throw that?
Aaron Rodgers, come to the Raiders. Huh? The Titans fell to the Commanders in a close one, 42-19. I think
Commanders.
I think the Titans are running out of steam with this. Let's just play good defense and have bad quarterbacks always. It's falling apart. You're not going to keep contending that way. It's your era of having those players and being able to draft them is starting to fall apart. Y'all in trouble. The Steelers put up 44 points against the Bengals and that elite defense that they haven't had in 2 years.
Man,
and defeated the Bengals 44-38.
You know, Russell Wilson went out there and showed, thanks to the Bengals defense, he was unlimited.
And you know what? You want to know how many yards you can charge on our defense? Unlimited. He had anytime minutes. Unlimited.
You got to be unlimited.
The Bengals are gonna go down as the most annoyingly mediocre team because they have a really good offense and one of the best quarterbacks playing right now this season, and one of the most gaping. Their defense reminds me of one of the folders I seen on the AG3's our laptop. And
I think they worse than that. But never had that photo. That photo will be the first one to get deleted.
Bro, that secondary, the way them cornerbacks were trying to tackle today, but they look like one of those HBCU teams that get on TV. Mm-hmm. You think they're supposed to be good, and they get out there and get smashed.
Yeah.
One team. That's how it looked.
But at least they get paid to do that.
Yeah.
The Vikings held off the Cardinals 23-22. What happened, Pedro?
We have a midget at the quarterback. That's what happened. You can't see over defenders. You can't see over the secondary. He actually made a bunch of good throws today. He's pretty touchy. Almost looks like Russell Wilson. The way he threw that rock over the top to Marvin Harrison in the back of the end zone. And then he found, what's his name, the tight end that's been balling.
Right. He found him all day. He had like 11 catches.
Yeah, he found it was in the corner. It was a beautiful, gorgeous pass. But the problem is that when you need him to make a big play, like on that fourth down play, it was 4th and 12. They also make a lot of mistakes. It was 4th and 12. You got a midget speedster. Get him out the pocket and run some action to one side of the field. That way you break up. He did a 4th and 12 in the pocket. No, roll that nigga out.
The Rams went into the Bayou and beat the Saints 21-14. Oh yeah, man, Derek Carr still out there losing, man. Derek Carr,
Derek Carr, man, said this is the best he ever felt at the game 2 all of the season. This is the best I ever felt in my career.
Ever since he did that Michael Jackson leg kicking crotch grab against the Cowboys, which I hated him. It cemented my hate for him. They've been pretty dog shit. He did that when somebody else scored the touchdown by running it in. Not him throwing it, not him having nothing to do other than handing the ball off. He acting like he out here doing Michael Jackson and grabbing his crotch and thinking like he's like doing some hot shit. That's the kind of motherfucker y'all got. Get rid of him. He needs to be a backup quarterback. That's all he should be. He's a backup quarterback. He should be a backup quarterback somewhere. You can have like, hey man, our quarterback goes down, you can start and we feel confident you can win us some games. You're a backup quarterback, Derek Carr. You ain't shit. Fuck you. The Rams quietly pushing for the playoffs.
Oh, they're still not even in playoff position here. They not pushing for nothing. I just want them to finish with a better record than the Niners.
The Buccaneers beat the Panthers in overtime, 26-23. Anything? Is that game? The Panthers keep their playoff hopes alive. I guess that's good, right?
Panthers ain't got no playoff hopes, but they certainly looking better. You
boy redeeming himself, and he brought him back to a touchdown pass. Somehow the fraudster still keeps winning. I don't understand this.
Well, you know what? This is also my argument. The NFL needs to go change their kickoff rules. Giving the team 30 yards after a touchback, basically all they got to do is get 15 yards, 20 yards there in field goal range.
They're not changing that era. And that's the reason why they're not changing it. Right there.
No, I'm fine with them not changing it, but go ahead and just make it 20-yarder. Because the whole point, the reason why they line up so close is you don't get the high impact, right?
Right.
And they thought teams would go, like when I was watching the Bengal game, the Bengal kicker was actually good at this. He would kick it so it took a bounce, and they had to receive it on like the one. And their average starting position was like 20 yards or less.
I'll tell you what, the fraud is playing with a lot of heart. Because he got hurt that game, came in the game and won the game. Which he did that in Cleveland before he became a fraud.
Well, he was young and still not. He wasn't ready. He matured up some since then.
Yeah,
since having a kid.
That's true. Stop getting blowjobs behind
the Cracker Barrel, whatever it was.
Stop getting blowjobs behind the big boy.
The Eagles outlast the Ravens in Baltimore, 24-19.
No. I like how Jared just look at the score and then make up what happened. Made a comeback, outlasted, held off. That game was over. That game was not as close. And they got a garbage time touchdown out of your boy Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
I can't wait to hear how your boy Samuel Acho and all them fools on the facility say Lamar Jackson's the best football player they ever seen, they said.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson is sometimes inaccurate. Sometimes he makes bad mistakes. Even without throwing interceptions, he misses a lot of reads. He needs to learn how to read defense correctly. Now, I think he can't read defenses correctly because he likes one of them gold or them diamond encrusted grill in his mouth. So you're not going to learn nothing when you got that nigga shit going on.
Yep. You need to dress more like Debo coming into the game, into the facilities in big Astro boots and the regular Zoolander clothing.
Come on. Zoolander clothing.
The Niners lost a nail biter to the Bills in a snowy Buffalo, 35-10. Shout out. That was an ass whooping that I hope it ends the Niners season, but and McCaffrey got injured, so I'm hoping it ends the Niners season, but we'll see. I still think they got a lane to the playoffs, and I'm not counting them out yet.
Yeah, they still not mathematically out. I'm with you, Jerry. I wait till they get mathematically out so I count the Niners. Then I celebrate like Mercury Morris.
I think the Niners is like everybody knows they got too many stretcher problems. Everybody going out on a stretcher.
Yeah, no, I think the Niners. This is going to be a big test. Kind of like where Mike McDaniel hasn't shown that he can adjust his team when certain things are, cold weather comes around, which happens because it's called football in the winter. But, this is a good test for Shanahan. And I hope that season falls apart and the Niners are dumb enough to fire him. And maybe the Cowboys can sign him to be their head coach.
They'll definitely institute a run game.
Yeah, institute a run game and an offense that has pre-snap motion, unlike Mike McCarthy, who's sitting there just running a goddamn stale-ass 1970s run-and-shoot offense, which looks like, some technical bullshit in today's offenses. Niners could be done. This is going to be a tough one if McCaffrey's done for the rest of the season. He fell down just running in a straight line, so something went out on the... He going to need some kind of mechanical instrumentation improvement.
That's a guy that might be hitting the wall right there.
Yeah, he did get a lot of carries. All right. Well, Captain P-Funk, you were correct on your last Stone Cold Lock a couple weeks ago. You said that the Bills would beat the Chiefs. And I'm wondering, did you win any money off of Darius?
Oh, yeah. Darius, you need, give me whatever your winnings are. Give me 10%.
Well, Pedro, week 14 upcoming. Do you have a Stone Cold Lock? We have the Packers at the Lions. The Browns are going to be at the Steelers. The Saints are going to be stomping, maybe not, it's Derek Carr, against the Giants. The Jets are down in Miami playing the Dolphins. The Jaguars are playing the Titians. That's going to be a really fun game to watch. I don't think anybody's going to watch that game. The Falcons are going to be visiting the Vikings. Panthers going down to the Eagles. Raiders at the Buccaneers. Bears at the Niners. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Bills at the Ramrods. Chargers at the Chiefs. And Bengals going down there to get a little sweet victory against the Cowboys. What's your Stone Cold Lock, Pedro?
Oh, I'll give you one. I'll give you one right now. Go ahead and write this down. I like that last game you just said. If you guys got money in crypto, all right, take everything, cash that out, put it on the Bengals to win that.
In Dallas.
Straight out. In Dallas. Straight up.
Dallas won their first game at home this season against the hapless Giants on Thanksgiving Day.
If you have Dogecoin.
You got Doja Cat. Shit.
That's how I was trying to mix those two together. Because you know how it's the Department of Justice getting put together. They call themselves Doge. If you got that, if you got any of that Bitcoin, any of that, cash it out, put it on the Bengals and win.
All right. Remember, we do not condone.
Yes, we do.
We do not condone or endorse gambling, but Captain P-Funk does, and he is always willing to give you his Stone Cold Locks. I'm pretty sure he's hit on almost all of them. Yeah, we don't force you to pay, but if you want to throw us some money for betting and winning off his Stone Cold Locks, we
that's right.
Take some money.
That's right, Jared. Make up a hotline so you can have people call in and get these bets. And I'll pick 4 games for everybody. If you call in and pay Jared so he can pay me, and we can get these bets, I'll give you some 4 guaranteed Stone Cold Locks.
Oh, man, these Stone Cold Locks. I'm shocked you picked a Stone Cold Lock that can actually go either way this time.
I'm picking this one.
Let's get to Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts is the segment in the show where everyone gets a chance to rant, complain, or highlight something positive in the world. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. It's time.
We're burning now. God, if you let it in, hell, so cold and bleeding now. I'm in for it, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. I just said I need a
AG3, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
Yeah, I do, man. And I'll be honest, my Cuddy Corner shout out, I was having a hard time lining it down, watering it down. I was really struggling. Part of me wanted to do, I don't understand why black people still buy Beats, thinking that they still like Beats for Dre, not knowing that they own for Apple, and Apple puts all the best technology in their headphones. And the reason why they keep selling the Beats is because they know people are stupid enough to just stay with the brand, even though they're not as good as they used to be. I was cut between the Black Friday, the football game Thursday, Thanksgiving football game commercial, especially the Apple one, with the guy that couldn't hear his teenage daughter playing the guitar and singing until he put on some Apple headphones, like the new Apple earbuds are supposed to also do hearing, like boost hearing for like hearing aid function. I don't understand. If you have a problem hearing, it sounded like you had a problem hearing most of her life. Go get some damn hearing aids. I'm sure it's covered by your medical insurance, not some $200 headphones. It was that. Part of me was kind of upset, but also kind of happy that Black Friday brought on I was struggling. Like, should I be upset and feel like, that I'm being marginalized? That when all these people on mini vids, all these people that create content, adult content, was putting all the BBC videos on sale for Black Friday? Like, part of me was happy, and part of me was like, man, that's kind of racist. right? But then I was happy too. I don't know how to take it, and it was weird because, yeah, it was real weird. It was real weird because none of the black creators had none of their shit on sale. But then all the Asian girls with black guys, white girls with black. Oh man, it's Black Friday, man. My BBC content, and it was weird, especially coming from the ones that only had BBC content. The Hot Wives BBC content was on sale, man. Like
store-wide sale.
All my BBC content's on sale, and that's all you see. You shouldn't do. It's like, man, that's all. You ain't got no regular content. You ain't got no other content. Like what? But I think I'm settling down, and you probably never hear this come out of a diabetic mouth, especially a diabetic that's never taken this medication. Ozempic. Oh, my Cuddy Corner shot goes to Ozempic. I hate Ozempic. And the reason why is because I was sitting there watching the halftime show of the Cowboy game, right? I already missed the Shabuzi at the Detroit game. Don't know what he sound like. I know he's a black country rapper or something. I ain't never heard him, but I already missed him. So I was like, well, let me catch this Cowboy one, right? And I turned, and I didn't recognize the person I wanted to see, and it was Lainey Wilson. Now, if you don't know Lainey Wilson, she's a country singer. It's probably like her second album. Her most famous album is called Bell Bottom Something. I don't know. I don't listen to her shit. But I know this. I know she used to be good to look at when performing because she was a nice, I wouldn't even call her thick. She just had meat. She's had meat on her body that looked good in them bell bottoms. Looked great in them bell bottoms. But she is the poster child for what Ozempic goes bad. I saw her on that stage with the Cowboys. I thought she was one of those skinny anorexic cowgirl cheerleaders. I was so disappointed. Look, here we go right here. Thank you, Jared. I would never forgive Ozempic for this, dude. Ozempic. And I feel like, and here's the thing, she probably didn't even have diabetes. She probably didn't even need Ozempic. You know what it was? Probably one of her handlers, one of her handlers who probably voted for Trump, probably said, you know what? You got too many brothers following you now after that last performance you did in those bell bottoms. And so she started taking Ozempic, and look where we left. This woman went from being a goddess in Brazil to being a goddess in Argentina.
She's a Visanatha goddess at a yoga studio.
Exactly. She went from being able to perform country music and get respect at the BET Awards to now not even being able to walk into a goddamn Popeye's chicken.
Shit, you gotta stretch.
She went from being the person that that was the spokesmodel for loving your true self to now looking like the white lady who goes hiking and does Pilates all day and say, that's how I exercise.
Yeah, she looks like she doesn't like cake.
She looked like her cornbread is no longer allowed at her household. The only kind of bread has to have nuts and almonds in it, and it's only in thin slices and power seeds.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
She looked like, Jared, that my niece wouldn't have got mad like she got mad this Thanksgiving because my other niece, her sister, showed up with 2 girls off her basketball team, and she said, these bitches in here eating all the dressing. Mm-hmm. She looked like she wouldn't have ate any of the dressing. She would have just went home. Only thing she would have been able to eat would have been turkey, some smoked turkey, with the greens before the fat back was put in.
I'll just have a piece of celery.
She looked like she didn't even celebrate Thanksgiving. Her version of celebrating Thanksgiving was going to catch a yoga class, getting a cup of coffee, and then eating a Waldorf salad.
She's drinking non-fat lattes nowadays.
Exactly. With oat milk too. Not even 2%. No, I can't do 2%. That's fat in it. That's not a 2% ass on the left there, Jared. That's not a 2% ass on the right either. That's a whole milk ass on the left. That's buttermilk. That's buttermilk. That's someone that was getting mochas with buttermilk. Do you want regular milk? No, I want you to make my mocha with buttermilk.
Buttermilk biscuits.
Now she's just getting a straight shot of espresso. She's drinking her coffee black on the right. But you know what? While she's drinking her coffee black on the right, on the left, there was a lot of black trying to get into her. A lot of that BBC content that was on sale. This woman ruined my Black Friday on stage dancing, Jared. A day before Black Friday.
Cam P Funk, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
Yeah, I do.
Bitch, you need to hang around Kevin, Jared. Sorry, Pedro. I had to interrupt. I just saw that picture. I'm still disgusting.
Yeah, that is disgusting. No, it's a good reason to interrupt. Because that's the kind of white woman I want to bring home to mama.
You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, cause what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, me like bacon, baby.
All right, Cam P Funk, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
Yeah, man. My cunning quarter shout out goes to, I got two quick ones. To your boy Joe Biden. I don't know whether to blame this on Joe Biden or breaking, or the NBC sounders talking about breaking news. Pardoning his son after he said he wasn't going to pardon his son for petty felony crimes, being a crackhead with a gun. He pardoned his son for doing nigga shit, basically. Okay. But this is what I'm upset. This is what I'm upset about Joe Biden pardoning his son before he gets out of office. You didn't do anything at all about keeping your party afloat by giving out, I don't know, tariffs. Some of this popular stuff you should have covered while you was in office, especially if it's going to be your last term. And you knew it. You knew it. You should have talked about, I signed a black woman to Supreme Court to what? To fight 8 other honkies, including Clarence Thomas being a honky. I signed. I gave y'all a break on your student loans. Yeah, just for them to come back. You got to reconsider, but some people don't even qualify. You could have done something to change the world, and you didn't do it. All you did was let off your nigga ass son. You should still be in jail for all his nigga crimes. Shit. Oh, that nigga got more crimes than my brother.
Come on.
Carrying a gun, laundering money, tax evasion, all kind of nigga shit. But you let your son go. But you couldn't do nothing for the working class American people. Nothing. You let your party go to shit. Because your ego, your Republican friends, and your donor money. Punk ass nigga. You a nigga too, Joe Biden.
Stupid.
Leave it to Jared.
Well, that is our show.
No, play your second one. I hope it's a coon one too. After you gave us all this coon stuff, coons.
Here's my second one. It's a little longer though. Originally, it was for Pedro.
Well, we have to deal with the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. Look, I'm not gonna come up here and give y'all all my money that I make every month. I'm just sorry. I've been foul.
Well, we're not looking for you to give
I
all
put $20 a week, and then sometimes I feel good. I have
$20 a week is like giving a dollar.
Can I say something? Is that your 10% of your earnings?
It's my business. That's what it is. I ain't talking about that, Melissa. Stay out of grown man business. You shouldn't even be in here talking about my money. No way.
Your money is our money. I
see.
I put that money there for you and
now,
me.
Now, the part with me grabbing the collection box, I'm sorry, but some had went in there that belongs to me, and it took everything in me not to go in that box.
Right now, brother Terry, that's my sister. Don't be talking to her like that.
You're saying you just want it changed.
Exactly. And everybody walking around acting like there's no change to be given. You know. So, you know, I wanted my change. I wanted my change. Yes, I wasn't finna put no whole $100 and I ain't got but $100 left.
Hey, you about that Sunday before last. We don't give change. When you stick it in there,
I didn't stick it in there.
Well, when your wife stuck it in there.
Well, that ain't my hand.
And let me.
And I feel like I got robbed. I started calling the police. I know robbery strong arm.
Let me
you know, you ain't finna rob me, and I'm agree to it.
Well, let's talk about robbery. Well, we have to deal with.
That was. I didn't send. I think did Kamal send you that? I didn't.
Yeah, somebody sent that to me. All right. Well,
yeah, you know, this white light makes my
skin look extra dark.
Yeah, this makes you. I don't understand how.
He got that
175 lumens.
He got that African jungle overhead lighting.
Yeah, I turned on my light and it made me look like it. Yeah, look at this.
Nigga, with that lighting, bro, the top of your head look like one of them wine grapes. That's how dark you is, nigga.
Man, I look like one of them cartoon characters with the big pink lips. Crazy.
You so dark, you charcoal.
Yeah, look like, shoot, you just not a match in my ass. I'll stay lit for a couple of hours.
He's like a piece of coal wearing glasses and a headset.
Don't make no sense. I see you, Serena Williams. Shit, I'm next. Oh, yes.